Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Author Tillery here, the Mistress of Horror. And before we get started, how about you press that subscribe button, give this video a like, and ring that bell so you know when I'm uploading new videos. It's been a minute since I've done a tag video, but this tag I just couldn't pass up. This original tag is from David Book Reviews, and I saw Pax Panic do this tag, and then I went over to David's channel to check out the tag, of course, as well. So I wanted to do this tag. The name of the tag is Fear the Booktuber tag. As you know, my channel is an author tuber, booktuber, and horror tuber channel because I love all those things, so why not? I'm going to do this tag, so it should be fun. I can't wait till you hear my answers. Question number 1. What's your deepest, darkest fear? My deepest, darkest fear. Now, it really depends on what this is asking. I'm not really afraid of anything. Well, it'd be kind of weird if the Mistress of Horror was. But I have a fear of really real world muggle type of things, like not being able to provide for my family continuously, or those type of things. That's one of my biggest fears, not being able to continue to build on that and keep my family where I want them to be, and then to get further in life as we all are trying to do. So that's my biggest fear, if I couldn't do that, so that's probably my deepest, darkest fear. Question number 2. What's the scariest novel you have read this year? And who's your new favorite scary author you have read this year? This one is really easy because I read a lot of Junji Ito, and I've read him for years. I'm a big manga and anime fan from my teen years, so nothing new for me here. But Junji constantly puts out awesome work, so I'm on top of his stuff like crazy. So I pre-order all his books, and there's 2. Every time Junji puts out a new thing, it's scary. Like, there's no one to be like, oh, this wasn't scary, or this was kind of, no. He always delivers. So, Disaster. This one here is quite thick, as you can see. Disaster. You see the melting that's happening here, right? This one's really good if you want to be scared and creeped out. And then the second one here is Censor. This one's one of the thinner ones, but this is Censor. Also another really good one. Junji always delivers. Like, you can see the art, like, always some bad stuff going to be going down. So those are the 2 that I would say were the scariest I've read this year. He had another one come out, but I haven't had a chance to read it. And there's another one, actually, I pre-ordered. But anyway, I'm sure Junji will continue to scare me as much as that's possible, being a Mistress of Horror. My new favorite scary horror author this year would be Regina St. Clair's. I've started reading some of her stuff, and she had a new book come out. I'll put it right here. And I've read that one. Well, I'm in the middle of reading that one, actually. Now, so that she would be my newest. I mean, she's not new by any stretch of the word. She's not new. She's been putting out books for a while now. And this is some of her newer ones. But it was newer to me because I hadn't come across her until a couple of years ago and really started reading more horror books after I had took a break from them because I was reading more other genres or whatever. But I've gotten back into reading more of my horror books, and Regina have been putting out some new content, and I've really liked her stories, especially the newer ones that's come out. So I would definitely say she's my newest favorite. Question number 3. What novel/series are you scared to read? Any genre? No, there's no such thing for me. I will read any scary, off-the-wall, scary, whatever theme they want to throw at it. I'm not scared to read it. I read everything. If you've been watching my book tour collection, I do read everything. So there really isn't anything I'm scared to read, so to speak. So got nothing for you on that one. Question number 4. What frighteningly good horror author do you think needs more attention on Booktube? Personally, I think a lot of the time, especially with indie authors, definitely all of us could use more, attention, period, especially on Booktube, which I'm glad to see some of that happen, especially with us indie authors. Um, I would say there's two for me that I think need more attention that I'm aware of. I'm sure there's plenty that I don't know, and that's the thing. Would be Cam Wolf for sure. I've read some of his stuff and he's really good, but we all again could definitely use more attention on Booktube for sure, and also Regina St. Clair. Both really, really good writers and both very good scary horror writers. So definitely both of them need more attention for sure. Question number 5. What's your favorite scary movie? It's so hard when you like so many horror movies to pick, but I've talked about this movie um, multiple times, and it's called Scary Women, and it's a Japanese horror. It's a horror movie from Japan that has, I believe, 3 or 4, maybe 5 horror short stories in the movie, and mm, Rattle Rattle is the most creepiest one on there. Very, very creepy for sure. She could give you nightmares. So, in that case. But there's one recently that I saw that I thought was, if possible, even more scary than Rattle Rattle was. This one is called Stare. Listen, Stare to me may possibly, I don't know. I would. I don't know if I can say they kind of almost time with each other for me at this point. This is a newer one too because Rattle Rattle was older, but this one Stare is 2020 released, and it is like you're in trouble. Like let's just say it's a curse based type of horror, and it of course is horror from Japan, and the curse stuff with the grudges and stuff is usually like the ones that get you, but like this one, like if you get cursed with it, you're screwed. Like the whole concept of it is really good in my opinion because it's like it's over. And most people are not gonna figure it out like the girl in the movie like figures out like how it could work, but she doesn't really figure out how to get out of it. There's really no getting out of it. So once you're cursed with it, you're like you don't want this thing coming after you, but you don't know when she's going to. Like you don't know. So it's really terrible. So So the two that I would say that are the scariest movies I've seen is definitely Rattle Rattle from Red Women or Red Woman. I think they go Red Women, and Stare. Look them up. Just put like the name, the titles, and then put Japan or Japanese horror, and then it'll come up just in case there's other movies named that. Question number 6. Whose channel produces the scariest content? I don't know. I'm not easily scared, but the most interesting horror content, I think, channel that does that would definitely be the Maiden of the Evening Tide. Her channel is like, look, she has so much information. Like she does interviews with people in the horror community, like, and just her videos are awesome. Like she talks about everything horror. So definitely the Maiden of the Evening Tide. I've talked about her channel before on my other videos and stuff like that, but definitely some of the best horror content on YouTube for sure. Question number 7. A new horror tuber whose subscriber count is terrifyingly low, who you think needs attention? Personally, I think that this YouTuber is specifically horror. I've watched his channel, so it definitely seems that this is a horror place. E.D. Lewis, which I really, really like him. Very nice, chill, and cool, and looks out for others for sure from what I've seen, and definitely with the horror. So if you are not subscribed to E.D. Lewis channel, of course it's linked down below. Definitely subscribe. The Mistress of Horror is sending you that way, so definitely subscribe over there. Get as many subscribers going over there because definitely has great content, good book reviews, talks about a lot of awesome things over there. So get on over there and subscribe. Question number 8. If you meet Pennywise, what fictional character or creature would it turn into? I mean, honestly, it by itself is bad enough, because being a cosmic being, which it is, probably would know that I know that, and probably would just become some tentacly thing that it is anyway. So itself would be enough. That would be enough, because I know in my head and I know what I think. I'm like, well, it's a cosmic being, so you know what? I'm fucked. There's no out. You're done. You can't do anything to a cosmic being. Our laws and all the things that we know of and stuff doesn't apply. So that's pretty much over you. If a cosmic being turns its eye on you, game over. Good game over. That's a wrap. Question number 9. We're getting down to the end. What novel scared you so much it gave you nightmares or made you uncomfortable? Well, I don't know that I've read a horror novel that made me, scared me to have nightmares or make me feel uncomfortable, because being a mistress of horror, I kind of rabble in this stuff. But I mean, horror movies, if you ask horror movies, then definitely Red Woman, Rattle specifically, definitely. And like I said, Stare. After watching those, definitely. Definitely. I don't think I've read a horror book that gave me nightmares. Not yet. I'm not going to say that's never going to happen. Heck, I'd be looking forward to it. Like, you did your job beyond what you need to do your job if I'm having nightmares about your book. That's a challenge. Anybody got anything? Question number 10. This is the last one on the list. Tag the scariest booktubers you know. Let's see. Who could I possibly tag? I mean, so many people already probably been tagged with this, so I'm not sure. So if you see this video and you are on the scared side, or you want to be scared side when you read horror, then you need to go ahead and do this tag, since I'm open the tag to everyone who sees the video. It's fun, something cool to do for Halloween month, and get into it. So check it out. It's fun to do, and we get to find out a little bit like what scares you, and you know I'm all about that over here. So thank you again for watching the video, and thanks to David Book Reviews for making the tag, and also for Pax Panic for doing the tag and me catching it and then wanting to do it. So that's always fun. I haven't done a tag in a while, so I'm glad one came up that piqued my interest. I'll see you all in the next video. Keep your eye out, because this is horror month, so I'm putting out a video each week to keep you scared. And as I always like to say over here, stay scared.